YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and I am back in the Empire Total Warhammer campaign here with Balthasar Gelt. Our first objective in this campaign was to rid the old world of vampires and reunite Sylvania into the Empire, and we're getting closer, though we definitely still have a few key steps in order to accomplish this, but like I said, we're getting closer. Now, before we jump into things proper, I want to read a couple of comments from the last episode. There are tons of comments. I will make sure that I respond to all the comments right after I record this, if I haven't already. And I wish I could read more on screen, because there's lots of really great ones, but then I would just end up spending hours responding to comments on screen. But here we go. First off, from OK Riley, the Kill Scribe. Yeah, we have Skull Takers have taken 426 losses, faction destroyed. Black Venom, 93, 55 losses, faction destroyed. Von Karsteins, 82, 34 losses, faction destroyed. Empire Rebels, 36, 27 losses. Greenskins, 3,191, faction destroyed. Norska, 861, faction destroyed. Sylvania, 25,336 losses, faction soon to be destroyed. Beastmen, 2,083 losses, and the Vampire Rebels at 1,577. So, folks, that is a lot of kills. That is a lot of kills, and thanks to Kill Scribe for putting that together. Also, the top comment was making fun of the fact that I wanted a Witch Hunter, but said I didn't have the building for it. Yeah, so let me explain that real quick. First of all, Air made a goof. I was thinking of the Shrine of Sigmar for some reason, which is where we recruit Warrior Priest, as the place where you recruit Witch Hunters, when in fact I knew that it was the Tavern, and I already have the Tavern, and so they were correct. We can get Gundalf the Black right now by going through the recruitment. So, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just off on a thing in my head, I guess. I don't know, Monster Hunter? Monster Tracker. Monster Hunter. A bonus versus large would be nice. So let's get this guy, and we're going to rename him. So let's recruit. Here's our Witch Hunter. He's going to start at level 3. We're obviously going to get Accusation, and I'll start off with Cleanse Corruption, and then we'll go for Silver Bullets as soon as we're able. We're going to rename this guy. So Gundalf died, and he was a character that was requested by Warner, so we're going to recreate him, and he's going to be Gundalf the Black Powder. So this is like Lord of the Rings, right? Gandalf the Grey. There we go. Gundalf the Black Powder. And he is going to replace the original Gundalf. We could also have named a wizard that if we wanted to, like a Grey Wizard. That would have been a pretty cool name for him. But in any case, this will work out. Some of you all had unit names. I just remember that one of the names was Sylvania's Bane. And a lot of those comments are actually back a couple of episodes, and I don't have time to go back and grab them all now. I think they wanted the Outriders renamed to the Regulators. If you all have more unit names based on what we've been watching, let me know in the comments this time, and I will try and actually like put some of those in, and we'll let you all have an opportunity to name some of the units, obviously, as we go along. Now, we need to keep the fight going against the vampires, obviously. We don't intend to lay off of them now. I'm thinking about bringing these mortars around to help with the siege of Castle Templehof. With the mortars, I mean, we can probably take care of everything over here. I'm going to actually move up to reinforcement range. They'll be a little bit tired, but we can go ahead and attack. Some of my units are damaged, but this gives me the opportunity to take out the vampires here and then move in and siege. So let's go ahead and fight this. And I am going to control the large army. Some people are saying if you are feeling overwhelmed, you can uncheck that. And that does make sense, because then the AI, I think, gets limited to 20 units, and so do I. So that's a good point. We need to remember that going forward in the future. That's actually another comment that I was recollecting there. So you all make fantastic comments, by the way. Even when you're criticizing something I do, it's totally fine. Oh, I remember another one while we're loading in here. People were like, Air, why don't you give those people military access? You're crazy. It improves your relations. It does improve the relations. However, giving the AI military access when they don't have a declared war on your faction, typically what they'll do is they'll just start moving armies through your area because they can, because they're looking for small settlements. And so when you have the intention of coming in and colonizing an area that you have been doing all the fighting to take, the AI will just move in and steal your crap, and just because they have access. So that is why I'm not giving them access, and I don't intend to give them access based on that. So if you all are wondering, and some of you may not like that decision, even though I just explained it, some of you may still think that I'm wrong, and that's fine. But that's the reason why I don't give them that permission, and it's because of how often I have to fix crap like that, where the AI comes in and, oh, hey, look, a settlement. Because I swear CA, like, programs their AI with the first and foremost instructions to just take every small unguarded settlement there is. Like, I swear that's what their logic is, because that's how the AI acts, like, 95% of the time. They just, whatever is small and unguarded, that's what they focus on, and they do nothing else. Look at Vargulf got deleted. Perfect. There's another Vargulf that needs a good deleting. There's more vampires coming in from the back, and then, of course, my reinforcements are here as well. Let's go ahead and pull them up over here. There we go. I think we downed another Vargulf. Yep, we did. Let's take out the corpse cart. Or actually, let's take out Helm and Gorst. I want to laser Gorst. Well, it targeted the corpse cart regardless. The fire at will's on. If you turn the fire at will off, sometimes the Luminarchs will do weird things. Alright, so we got all of our reinforcements coming up, though. They're going to be tired. Here we go. Let's see if Gorst gets smoked. Oh! That is one less Gorst in the world. Let's go net this cavalry. I'm going to take all the armor off the cavalry. Drop the net. Let's move back here. Actually, move in with Balthasar to hold that unit after it comes out of the net. It may not come out of the net, though. No, it's not going to. It's gone. Perfect. Let's actually get the black coach that's moving up on us. Our reinforcements have not quite arrived in position, but they're not far away. I'm going to actually come intercept these bats. Just go ahead and shoot the Vampire Lord. Let's actually get Balthasar out of the way. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Point blank. Get him. Yes! Alright, now back up and let's get ready to do it again. Does this guy have magic damage? Nope. He does have flaming. Alright, the vampires are just getting absolutely shot to pieces. I'm gonna come drop the armor off this grave guard. And let's put a bombardment on these wraiths. Shoot their lord. Alright, Balthasar, let's go head over here. That is so much firepower over here because it's cavalry shooting over the top of... There's Mannfred over here. He's likely to get shot to death. Yep, there goes Mannfred. Alright. All my troops had an absolute heyday. Perfect. easy destruction of the vampire. We only took, what? Is that going to be 53 losses to the vampire's total annihilation. I mean, could have done better. Could have taken 0. Guess that's probably where we should have been. But, you know, Gunther Braun combining with Gun Daddy Balthasar, dealing the vampires a devastating defeat. This is only pardon captives for 1 turn. I kind of do need some money right now. Let's take this because we're not going to be replenishing for this turn anyway. So what we can do is
Protector of the weak.
I'll siege the castle with Balthasar and then have the other units come in as reinforced. Oh, well, nothing left to siege. We got rid of all of it, so we can just auto-resolve. So Castle Templehof has fallen, folks. Castle Templehof has fallen. I don't think we can not take vampire attrition with this other army, but Balthasar can start to replenish. Now, Castle Drakenhof is actually in some pretty serious trouble now because I have 3 mortars in this army, and the 3 mortars will give us considerable ability to siege. We have to wait 11 more turns before I can get another Sutzen's mortar, unfortunately, though I'd love to have more of those immediately. Gunther picks up a level here. See, it makes the most sense for him. Weapon strength for flagellants is pointless. War Eternal is pointless. Also pointless. We're not going to be using flagellants. If they had guns, we'd respect them more. But we can finish up this Imperial Gunnery, which is going to give 20% ammunition for mortars and then 12% missile strength. So that's actually a pretty big deal, especially if we're about to be in a big siege battle. And then Balthasar levels up as well. We can finally get his Arcane Conduit, and he needs it so we can spam out more spells. So that is going to be really important for Balthasar to pick that up. Let's see, he's got Lore Master, Lore of Metal. He's got the Overcast version of Final Transmutation. Balthasar does have a little bit of artillery, albeit not as much. So I'm not super worried about that. Let's finish up Logistician and Quartermaster here for Balthasar. I think both of these will help out a lot because his army will be able to replenish extremely quick. Let's check up on our quest for elite units. Some people said there was already some useful units at this tier 4, and that is true. These units do have some use. But like, for instance, the Jaeger Corps, they mostly just do shield breaking, which could be useful for me. These Forest Jaegers do have anti-infantry, weapon strength, which sounds good on its face, but if you look at it, they only got 12 melee defense, and they have very little armor. Though their missile strength does hurt leadership, that could be particularly good. These Berg Jaegers have anti-large damage and slightly better armor and really solid range, but their missile strength leaves quite a bit to be desired, and they have perfect vigor. So someone was saying these units could be worth it. I don't know. Like, I'm just not seeing it unless there's something about the stats that's misleading. As far as what really feels worth it, these Hackbuttschützen, or however you pronounce this, would be awesome because they have the Sundered ability. Or sorry, the, not Sundered. They have the Suppressed ability, so they're going to slow down enemy units approaching the line, which is going to be absolutely absurd. And I think that's something we should... Here, come on. Open this up. Let's see if we can get these guys pinned. No, I don't want to do that. Hackbuttschützen. Yeah, see, the suppressed ability, so it takes away 36 speed. The Drohnschützen have less range, but do more damage, and they also have the suppressed. So these guys would kind of act as our quote-unquote melee infantry, right? They would fire, and then they would go into melee. They have this fixed bayonet, which is an augment for themselves that kind of changes some stats on them. So anyway, I will make sure to work with that. Anyway, so let's keep focused back on the vampires. I am busy saving some money because we're about to need quite a bit of money in 4 turns. If there's anything absolutely necessary to build. Some of you all wanted me to build the special building in the Moot. This is true. We should do this. I'm going to tear down the farm. It's no longer needed because we've attained max growth in the Moot. So we'll go ahead and tear down the farm. And some people are asking how come I don't upgrade the weaving house to the clothier. I will, but if you look, when I build a weaving house, it costs very little to build. When I build the clothier, it's going to cost me 1,500 gold, and all I get is 125, which means it takes over 10 turns to return that income to me. And at a time where I'm trying to save income, 10 turns is a long time to try and get the payback. Other people mentioned that we actually do have a Waagh on our capital right now from the Greenskins. The challenging thing for the Greenskins is that they're going to have to come through Fort Saul. Well, not necessarily. They could go underground. So Fyldorf will need some defenses, and let's start building that. So I'm going to start building walls at Fyldorf, and then Fyldorf also needs to be able to get rid of some of the, what do you call it, the taint, the corruption. So I am going to spend some money on the Shrine of Sigmar. I think we have enough turns to save up the money necessary. So I will go ahead and build those two things. We are about to have a rebellion in the Moot, though we shouldn't be at any particular worry because we can move an army back to help get rid of the Empire rebels. What I want to do, though, dadgummit, Aberland already moved in and took Eschen. See, this is why I don't give access to these factions. They don't actually come help me in the fight against the vampires. They just move in and take the small settlements. And so that is precisely why I don't give the people access, because I'm already having to deal with like Aberland, who's done literally nothing to help me in this war against the vampire except for lose. And they move in and take Eschen, which has wine that I want. And now the only way I can get a hold of Eschen is to either let the vampires take it back, or I have to confederate Aberheim, which fortunately for me is close. I can probably confederate Aberheim fairly soon. So this is why I don't give people military access. People are asking me, like, why don't you? That is why. That is 100% the precise reason why I do not allow such.
Champion of the faith.
Alright, let's see what Castle Drakenhof looks like. There's a fair few vampires here, and as far as the garrison goes, it's nothing that Balthasar's army can't defeat. He certainly can. I'm going to actually go ahead and go... Do I take attrition while sieging? I can't remember. Oh, crap. We can't siege, because we don't have enough movement points. Well, that sucks. We're going to move back, and I'm going to have to wait till we put down the rebellion at the Moot, and we'll use our two armies. The only thing I could hope is that maybe the vampires try and go and get Eschen back. Let's go take a look at Castle Templehof. We don't need the stables building here. I probably will keep the tavern for the time being. And then we do have growth support in these settlements as well. But again, I'm trying to, where possible, avoid spending all of my money. I need 7,200 gold to build the next one, but that's in 3 turns. So we should be good to go ahead and spend the money on the extra defenses. Or sorry, not Kemperbad. We want to spend the extra money on the defenses at Fort Oberstyre. So I think that'll be okay to spend. And we can issue a commandment in Western Sylvania. Okay. See what the Greenskins. Greenskins haven't moved up any closer at the moment. They're fighting Barak Var, even though they have a Waagh against me. Gundalf, the Black Powder, is almost at the Moot, where he can join with Gunther, and they can be reunited, but this time with Gundalf in his Black Powder form, not his original form. So I'd say we have the vampires on the ropes. The elite units, what I'm wanting to do with them, and speaking of, people had mentioned some chaos mods that make the chaos invasion harder. If you have experience with one of these mods and you know it works good, please tell me the name of the mod or put the link in the comment. I want to go search these up because my next goal is, once we stomp out the vampires, which honestly may happen in this episode, we'll see. Once we stomp out the vampires, my goal is to then get elite gun units and go face down the waves of chaos with all these elite gun units, right? That is what I want to do. Stones of the Ancients, bribe the cults. All right. Minus 20 with Ostermark. That's rather strange. All right, whatever. There's some Skaven Plague up here. That's great. Skaven Plague is always what you need.
Step to it.
Let's move back into Castle Templehof. Let's get out of this movement stance, though. And let's put down the rebels back here.
I live to serve the Emperor.
I will not obey.
True
You will
servant of
obey?
Sigmar.
And if by obey you mean you will die, this will give us a good chance to test our artillery against his and see how those upgrades are working out, plus the Citizens' mortars. So let's give this a test. We'll pit our artillery versus theirs. Plus I have the war wagon and the cavalry to go do some harassing. May even be able to use my lord to draw some fire and let my mortars get the first shots in. So let's check out our option. First of all, when you're doing an artillery duel, you do not want to put your artillery really close together, where it gives the enemy artillery an opportunity to land one shot on multiple units. So this is not what you would want to do. See, we do start in range of all of their artillery pieces. And my thought is I'll focus a 2-for-1 over here, because see, they have done just what I told you not to. And then I'll focus my other unit over on this direction.
Our weapons are yours. Handgunners.
Gonna get my guns out front. And I'll move them forward a little. I'm gonna group them. Group my cavalry. Actually, let's put this guy into group 2.
Your orders?
Then my artillery can be group 3. Put them in guard mode. Alright. Let's get started.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, target this one. You target that one. Group 1 pushed forward. If their artillery's dumb enough to start firing at my infantry, which it may very well be, then they're going to lose the artillery fight really quick. Not to mention I have the Imperial Gunnery leveled up all the way, which should give me a lot more ammunition and then better missile damage as well. Yep, they are firing at my infantry. Alright, while my artillery has these guys busy, I'm going to move behind this hill. Take my lord in to draw some crossbow fire, and then move my cavalry in to help get rid of their mortars even faster. Because we are at risk to take some pretty bad damage, like right there. Okay, our lord is taking the crossbow fire. This will give us an opportunity to move in our missile cavalry. Right here. This should get rid of their mortars. Now that their mortars are going to be mostly dealt with, I'm going to start spreading my mortar fire out. Our mortars are far enough back that the citizens' mortars can continue to fire into a melee. I'm going to keep attacking their archers. I'm going to go over here and take out their mortar real quick. Now my guns are going to open fire. I'm going to focus their general, if possible, here. Yeah, we've got, see, I just busy their crossbows to keep them off my cavalry. And then we are trying to take out their artillery at the same time. Yeah, see, we focus fired their general. This intent is obvious. If we kill him, the rest of their troops are going to rout. Even if we can rout him, which we just did. Move around. Let's go over here and get rid of some of the crossbows. Retarget our mortars. Alright, we shot up their infantry over there. Now we just have to clean out their last few units. I got my mortars firing at their crossbowmen. My lord's about to clean up one of their sword units with the help of my cavalry. And that's going to be the end of the Empire Rebels. Easy peasy. It's good. These units are starting to gain a fair few chevrons as well, which we want. And again, we'll be putting good units into both of these armies just as soon as we're able. And give us an opportunity, like I said, to fight against Chaos. I need you all to make sure and go look at those mods. Tell me which ones you've used, which ones work good. What I want to do is make the Chaos Invasion have like more armies, ultimately, because then it'll make all these gun things a lot more fun. Because we'll have more armies in which to... I am going to go ahead and replenish, just so we can replenish very quickly. The Empire Rebels are not completely dead for some odd reason. And I took way more damage there than should have been allowed.
Champion of the faith.
I love how the first battle would have been more against me, and I took more damage in the one that was even easier for me, so... CA, please.
Praise be to Sigma.
CA, please. Alright, Gundalf is back in his army. Let's see. We can get the Grand Shield of Faith now and Grand Soulfire, which is kind of like a magic artillery bombardment, so I think that counts as guns. Balthasar needs to replenish. We are still 2 turns away from building up Talabheim. I'd love to confederate Averheim.
Welcome, my countrymen.
But we cannot until we, I think, get a higher fealty level with them, or do this research, which, well, no, that one does... If we did this research and then this one, we could gain 1 fealty from them. Right now I'm doing this Clergy of Sigmar, which should help us get some different corruption issues out. This additional tradable resources is also going to be helpful, so I have 12,000 gold, which is far more than what I need at the moment. Fildorf is in good shape. Steingart is in good shape. Grinzad is fine. Let's see about the special building here at the Moot, which is our Grand Cauldron. It says the Halflings' diminutive stature mask a ravenous appetite, and as you might expect, highly developed culinary skills as theirs. Oh wow, we get a lot of spice and wine barrels. This is absolutely fantastic. Though it does provide a garrison of crossbowmen. So I might need your help with that, Warner, in the sense that it's going to mess up our garrison. It's going to put some crossbows. Now, if we come upon a battle, you know, obviously I'll just won't use the crossbows. But I don't know if that's worth our time, Warner. You can let me know what you think in the chat. I am going to go ahead and add defenses to Castle Templehof. And I do want to spend the money to improve growth in Western Sylvania. If I save my money this turn and then over into the next, we'll have the 7,200 required to upgrade Talabheim land.
Interesting. The Bright Order are seeking targets for their initiates to practice on. And here you are.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Daddy. Couldn't have said it better myself, Balthasar. Fantastic. Balthasar gets it. The great metal daddy understands. Okay, we are fully replenished with Balthasar's army, but we cannot reach the castle all in one turn, so we're going to have to hit a encamp stance here. And then this army is going to have to, like, kind of force march up in behind us. They'll also be taking a vampiric attrition, which does suck, but they can hit an encamp stance in the next couple turns as well. The Moot has now been made safe. Grinzat, we need to save our cash, because on the next turn, Talabheim can be upgraded, or sorry, Talabheim will be upgraded. Oh, crap, yeah. We need over, it was like 12,000. I was thinking the 7,200, my bad. Yeah, I'm thinking wrong here. We need 11,250, which we may be just shy of, unfortunately. Darn. So I'm going to end up missing one turn. But you know what we could do is we could just stop building something that's underway. And that would give me the cash necessary when we get there. Like, so for instance, this building, we can just hold off on this and build it when we're done. So let's go ahead and end the turn. We will move in to siege Castle Drakenhof. With 3 mortars, we should be able to substantially debilitate the vampire army and allow ourselves to win the siege, even though we don't have great melee units. We have decent melee units in our Free Company militia, but they would not do well against like monsters or Graveguard, and that is where we need the mortars to equalize that for us. So now what we can do is take Balthasar in. We could siege the castle. We could actually attack, but I haven't done a siege battle yet, so I'm going to siege the castle, start building some towers, continue the siege here, and then I'm going to move this army in as reinforcements, but I want to leave enough movement points for them to encamp.
I go where I am needed. Sigmarite Arch-Lector.
I don't see any vampire armies around that are too terribly worrisome at this moment. Castle Drakenhof has a gold mine, which is also going to help us afford more of those elite units. Talabheim, we can go ahead and upgrade to the engineer's workshop. And as far as building the academy, that is 10,000. Honestly, I'm going to build the academy because these are the guys I really want over here. And they have massive upkeep. They're going to be extremely expensive. But I do want to get the academy building, and then I'll save the money to upgrade from the foundry to the engineer's workshop as well. So now that'll give us access to Eisenbombers and Blitzschützen, which are basically like shotgun line infantry. They are absolutely amazing and will be perfect for the battles against Chaos because we need that extra armor and firepower that they're going to bring. So the vampires are going to sally out, headed by Mannfred von Karstein. They do have a large number of dangerous infantry. We haven't shrunk from a battle yet, and I don't see a reason to start now. The men are in good health, good spirits, well armed, well supplied. And if our Luminarch can drop Mannfred, it will significantly decrease the vampires' will to fight. So we will, and then the Terrorgeist needs to go as well. But sometimes we can get lucky and take those units out with just our guns, so the Luminarch is more particularly good at taking out Mannfred. I'm thinking he'll probably deploy over here.
Missiles will fly.
Here's what I'm going to do. Some people have suggested a checkerboard formation. For this battle, that would actually be a good idea. And the reason being is because we are about to face off against a fair few flying units. So the checkerboard formation will make the most sense at this point.
Understood. Handgunners.
So like this, for instance. So here we've got our gun checkerboard. I'm gonna put my Black Lions back here as well. Actually, I want my Luminarch and Black Lions over here. I'm going to use my cavalry to try and get the attention of some of Mannfred's units quickly. I want to lure them in for a good old-fashioned shooting. In fact, I'm going to pull these units further back here. That just so I can do a little more kiting. Okay. And let's put all of these units into a defensive formation. Okay, let's start the battle. Yep, Mannfred did indeed deploy over here. Kind of figured he would. Let's see what kind of action we can drum up by getting over here and starting to shoot vampire units. We want to start drawing in some of their units piecemeal. Spirit Leech, my regulators. Whatever makes you feel good. Ooh, gosh. Hope that's not going to kill my cavalry. It was close. Don't shoot the infantry.
Hold fire for
Shoot
now.
Mannfred, please.
Now!
Moving now!
Ready to serve. Quick march. Taking position.
Alright, we got some Vargeist coming in. Oh, Mannfred took a shot.
Find your targets. Taking position.
Okay, let's use Balthasar to intercept the Vargeist. And then net the other one.
For the twin-tailed comet.
Oh crap, there's a third Vargeist unit. Run.
Outriders! To battle! No lingering. Moving now. Very well.
Balthasar is in some pretty deep doo-doo, unless he can get out of this fight. I think I can use their one over here, group 3 back here. Alright, Balthasar got loose. Alright, our checkerboard's gonna save us.
Outriders! Go! Take the ground! Moving now! Taking position!
And the checkerboard works, folks.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Okay, I need...
Yes, sir! Quickly!
Did Mannfred heal? Yes, he did.
Taking position for the Emperor!
Let's focus out the Vargeist. You guys help focus out the Vargeist.
Ready ammunition!
Let's actually go over here and help focus down the Terrorgeist.
I am supreme! Moving now!
Can you all turn around and shoot the Terrorgeist for a minute?
Launch! Sigmar calls! We serve the Emperor! Formation, march! Outriders!
Okay. Balthasar, I need a bombardment over here. I hit the wrong button.
Sigmar calls! At speed! Shoot
Need you all to
them!
shoot that.
Free company!
Okay, the Terrorgeist is gone.
We serve the Emperor! Take the ground!
Start forming up a flank this way.
Moving now! Handgunners!
And start moving this direction.
To battle! In the name of the twin-tailed comet! Go!
Alright, somehow they had some Vargeist back here. I don't know where those came from. Let's shoot them.
For the Warhammer!
You got a shot at Mannfred here, Luminarch.
March! For Heldenhammer! Outriders!
I think our shot at Mannfred's blocked.
Yes, General! Quickly!
Let's head over here.
We are Sigmar's heirs! They'll never move again!
Withdraw!
Do some assault to stone.
Finisher! All ranks!
Let's throw some extra militia into these fights.
Awaiting command! Quick march! Sigmar!
Alright, Mannfred's over here and we have an opportunity to kill him. Let's... Final transmutation. Do some bombardments. Help out our free company.
Outriders! In range! Quicker!
Alright, Mannfred's about to die.
The ground!
By my will alone!
We gotta keep dropping bombardments with Balthasar.
Haste, gold, magic.
Plow these units through. Somehow Mannfred's still alive. I'm not really understanding that.
Quickly! Outriders!
Shoot him, boys. All he needs a couple shots. He's crumbling.
Withdraw!
There he goes. Alright, Mannfred's done.
Sigmar guides us!
Let's get these units through the line so they can start shooting in the back. We're getting overwhelmed by Grave Guard in a couple of positions.
Yes, my lord! For Sigma, fire!
They'll never move again.
Let's move over here and start firing. Yeah, see, we're getting overwhelmed here a little bit.
Understood!
Gotta get away from these zombies.
For the Emperor! No lady!
Move up closer.
Wall of metal.
Keep hitting these units.
Feel my fire.
Finish up!
Regrouping units, come on back.
Ready! Go! At speed! Hellblast the Vanguard!
Let's just move away from these guys. Keep shooting vampires.
For war. Formation. March.
Free company! All ranks! Fire!
Let's use Balthasar to hold some of these units. Wait for more vampires to blob up right here, and then we'll bombard them.
Finding range, sir!
The silver bullets need to stay out of this fight if possible because they have a lot of ammunition.
Warhammer!
I need to continue to run away from these infantry units that are chasing me over here.
Free company!
We've lost a lot of our infantry, which is really unfortunate.
Twin-tailed comet!
It's getting more difficult to hold our infantry somewhere because we just got overrun
Send us out!
by vampires.
Formation, march! Quick
Our
march!
cavalry is running short on ammunition.
For Heldenhammer!
Let's pull back here with the silver bullets so these two units can
Take the ground!
get clear firing lines.
Take the ground!
Let's bring our Luminarch around. Just come and set up. We need to use Balthasar as much as possible to blob units, bombard them, and allow our gun units that are regrouping to keep firing. We should be able to win this. It's going to be a tough fight because of the number of Graveguard. Now you guys know why it was necessary for me to have the
Quickly!
mortars in order to get through a siege at a settlement.
Free company!
Let's run away here. Balthasar. Run a bombardment.
Haste. Gold magic.
We obey!
Shoot those guys up.
Outrun!
There we go. That's all there is, folks. That's how the vampire crumbles.
It is against Sigma's teachings!
That's how the vampire crumbles. So even though they had a pretty solid army, gave us a fun challenge. Oh, they had a leader over there. No wonder they were still holding together. If I would have killed that leader, I probably could have gotten him sooner. Checkerboard formation worked. We did get overwhelmed by armored infantry for a while, and as you can see, that is the pitfall to the current army I have, is that even despite their armor upgrades, the Free Company militia are just still weak when it comes into that fight with like armored infantry. They need to be able to shoot, which is why I normally put them in a long blocky line up front, because then all the units can fire and cause tons of damage as the enemy approaches. The checkerboard is more effective at taking down large units that are coming after you, and that's why we did it, because at first we had all these large units, and it absolutely wrecked them. But then that also gives these armored units a chance to come in and engage, which is exactly what we don't want. We do get to occupy Castle Drakenhof, and we did not have to siege it, which means the vampires do only have one settlement left, which is a tier 3 minor settlement.
Greetings in Sigmar's name.
What do you want, Ostermark? A trade agreement? Absolutely. So we now have gold as well. That ought to make us a pretty desirable trade agreement with folks. It's come to our attention another elector target of bribery, yeah, arranged political favors. Okay. So yeah, Waldenhof is the last settlement for the vampires,
Champion of the faith.
and I
will
intend
do
to go
anything
siege
for
it.
Sigma.
I don't know what kind of army they have though, so let's kind of
Moving
stop
out.
at Eschen and take a look.
You summon me.
Balthasar is going to need to replenish some.
I am the supreme patriarch.
Castle Drakenhof is going to need walls. Our gold is all the way built. We can train cavalry. We don't need these roads. We're going to need a Shrine of Sigmar. But I also need to build the other elite gun building. So let's get some extra funding by tearing this down for now. I'll probably rebuild it later, but that'll give me some temporary funding help on what we need. So Vampire Capital is gone. Hang on, if I don't build the walls, I still have to have... I have to have 11,250. How much did the walls cost here? Yeah, we did not have enough. So we might as well go ahead and start building the walls. We finished... I'm going to start this research here. The Runefane Pact. Required buildings. Altdorf is a city. Ah, man, we probably can't research that one then. Because we don't control Altdorf. So that kind of stinks. Can't get that extra fealty. Empire Kislev, Southern Realms. This takes up a bunch of money that I don't want to spend at the money. Missile strength for artillery units, or we can start doing additional tradable resources. Let's do that. Additional tradable resources. Okay, let's end our turn, and then we'll go take Waldenhof. And that should be the end of the vampire, so we will have achieved phase 1 of this campaign using all guns to take out the vampire, and we are now positioning ourselves well to either face down a Waagh with the elite guns, or to face down Chaos, or both. My personal goal, I want to go after Chaos with the elite guns. What do you want, Wissenland? I've been asking for this for so long. What your dang deal is. I'm an all-gun faction. Of course I want to be friends with the faction that has everything to do with guns.
Ready. Wind of Shammon, I will. No peace, just war.
Lightning Strike doesn't really help. Let's continue the siege. So we will have Waldenhof sieged. I can move up into reinforcing range and get into that stance, which means Helmund Gorst, we can just auto-resolve him out. They're toast here. They don't have a chance. So a decisive victory. And that's the end of the vampires, folks.
Awaiting orders.
Well, that's the end of their settlements, I should say. Their faction will soon follow. So Waldenhof is ours. Speaking of walls at Waldenhof, that's what we're going to be doing. And we have the cash now, so we're going to upgrade the engineer's workshop. There are no trade goods in Waldenhof. There's wine at Eschen that I really want, but we'll have to confederate with Averland.
Archlector.
Campaign movement, public order, untainted +2, wizard. We need the income from buildings as much as I'd like to have this untainted. Let's go over here to Gundalf. Ooh. The GUNrisons? I mean, that could be more perfect for this campaign, actually. And then as far as a hand weapon, you can use the Sword of Anti-Heroes. Unless one of these gives missile strength. Doesn't look like it. Magic resistance it is for now. There's no magical item to give him. We definitely want the extra winds of magic from when we do get a wizard in this army, because we will want a wizard. Tainted +3. Campaign movement range. Just more. There we go. Alright, that should work. As far as getting our characters where they can help remove the taint from a province faster. Balthasar has leveled up again. This will give me the opportunity to finish off Quartermaster, which is just putting even more gold in here so that we can really let these elite units rip. And so we are pretty much ready to do it. We could get fur bundles here at Talabheim as well. I think we should do that. Yeah, we got our fur bundles. That'll send our income skyrocketing. I am going to go ahead and build up the walls here to City Watch at Fort Oberstyre, and let's put in a weaving house here as well. We've got a lot of building to do, folks. Got a lot of building to do. Now let's see, Gunther Braun levels up. Can't do Grand Soulfire yet, but we can do Rally and then start unlocking Sharpshooter and Artillery Master. So Sharpshooter and Artillery Master. Even though I don't intend to use the blade, I have to do this in order to get to silver bullets. And that'll make Gundalf have a better gun. 5 more turns till another Sootzen's Mortar. As far as Regiments of Renown go, we could get the Hammer of Witches, the Sunmaker. So we'll have to think how those mix into these armies. But more importantly, I just want to get some of these elite units recruited. The vampires will probably go suicidal on this turn. And hopefully that'll be the end of their faction, because we definitely want to achieve that. Yep. Full-on Suicide Squad. Though she's not entirely gone yet. That is somewhat confusing. I think Balthasar picked up another rank, though. Alright, so we got a couple things we need to take care of here. The Fealty of Ostland is going to be at 10 if we do this. Side with Ostland. War declared. Ostland declares war on Nordland. I could break up the war. Yeah, I'll probably just break it up. I don't know, though, because if I can get Ostland to confederate, that gives me 10 fealty with Ostland. So we could probably confederate them. And we need to put an elector count, which just for now, we're not going to be using the Knights of Moor, but it'll unlock this here, Stahlberg's Letter, which gives extra leadership when fighting vampire counts, untainted +5, and immune to psychology. We'll obviously change who this elector count is, and honestly it could be this guy, because now I have the Steam Tank mod installed. So we're going to make that guy the elector count of Sylvania. Sylvania has been brought back into the Imperial fold. And it looks like, yep, Vampires is destroyed, folks. So Phase 1 of the All-Gun Empire campaign is complete. And now we move on to Phase 2, which is to be ready to face down the Chaos threats. And I say we take our guns and clean the Chaos waste. Wipe it clean. With the sweet smell of black powder heavy in the air. And if we have to do the same here in the south, which it looks like we will, we may have to wipe out a Waagh. So I say that would be our next objective, is Chaos or the Waagh or both. You all need to get into the comments and let me know which of those you want to see. Like I said, both is totally an option, if those would be the next objectives. And then if we accomplish those, I would honestly probably move on from this campaign to some other type of more thematic type campaign. Like, so for instance, we could do all Skinks with Tehinawin and Talakwa. We could do all kinds of fun stuff, like some kind of thematic. We already did a Chaos cinematic campaign, but you all know what I mean. You can think up ideas. We can follow those ideas. Something fun and different. It can use mods. It doesn't have to use mods. But some kind of fun challenge/thematic campaign that we can do similar to what we did here. And let me know. Like I said, in this one, we'll keep it going. I want to take out the Waagh and Chaos. If you all have any additional ideas to that, let me know. But I think that would be a fun thing to use our elite guns for. Speaking of elite guns, we're 2 turns away from the Academy and 4 turns away from the Engineer's Workshop. So I mean, we might as well just get some of this stuff while we're here. Kemperbad, Waldenhof. Let's go ahead and build growth here. We've got growth there. Trying to get our income through the roof as well. We're going to need some Untainted here. We're also going to need a Wizard's Conclave. I'm going to go ahead and build the Wizard's Conclave. And then on the next turn, we'll build the Shrine of Sigmar. Cleanse corruption for Gundalf, because we got a lot of corruption to cleanse. I am going to actually move them back to Templehof, try and calm this province down. Although the Moot is finally being cleansed of vampire taint. I still haven't seen Grimgor's Ardboys make it up here, but they have started to attack Karak Hern. We have very little defenses at Karak Hern, so we might want to get ready to go down there and defend it. But it looks like the dwarves are succumbing to Grimgor's Waagh, which means that we will soon be getting to use our newfound gun units to give the Greenskins some DACA. Just the Greenskins usually like to be in possession of said DACA. This time they're going to be at the reception of said DACA. A military alliance. He's at war with Crooked Moon, Karak Norn, which makes no sense, Clan Spittle, Arguelon, Pirates of Sartosis. Yeah, I mean, I'll join your military alliance, but I'm not likely to join any of your existing wars. Unless I just feel like it, which I may. This may give us the option to confederate with Ostland. Yep. I really want to confederate with Averland, but I don't have enough fealty from them at the moment, so I'll go ahead and confederate with Ostland. Oh, we can now fight for the Staff of Volans. Good, good. Let's see what we picked up with Ostland, and it ended the war with Nordland when we took over management. We do have an Empire General here, which is good. Oh, look at this. He has some Eisenbombers and Bergjäger. I'm proud. I'm very proud that he was using some gun units, but we're going to have to teach him the proper way to do an all-gun campaign.
By the comet. Sigmarite
Again, he had some Jaeger Corps here. We can save the Witch Hunter.
What orders?
Yay. Is that Varg? Yeah, Sirtha Ek.
Protector of
The Sirtha Ek.
Moving off. Pick up the pace.
Okay.
By Sigmar.
We can disband these two turds. Oh, I just need to disband them.
March!
I don't know why it's not letting me disband this guy.
What do you require? Healing!
Thank you. Alright, they have been disbanded. Let's see what we got at Wolfenburg. We already have the Academy and an Engineer's Workshop. Fantastic. We just need a foundry. We don't need this weaving house there, and I don't need the cavalry stuff there either. We will keep this because it does allow us to get free company militia. But I don't, honestly, I'm not going to be using them, so that's probably... Well, I mean, what else am I going to build there? Castle von Rauken doesn't have any trade resources. Alright, let's see what else we got. So, how much land did Ostland have? They also control Kislev. And check it out, we've already got the Boca Palace here as well. So Fort Yakova could be resettled and we can gain some iron. Looks like Norska has been busy down here. And we'll be in a great position to fight against Chaos when they come. Let's take a look at this lord here. We're going to go into his skills and we're going to respec him. Because see, we have a steam tank mount available because of the mod. Let's see. Reset. Where's the... right here. We'll respect that lord.
To the provinces.
So that we can treat him how we wish. The steam tank mount becomes available at rank 20. I do want to get a warhorse for this guy. And let's get inspiring presence, pistol core, imperial gunnery. Put up rally. Let's do sharpshooter, and then we'll do artillery master. Excellent. You can actually put scrap type upgrades on these units. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much fun. This is gonna be so much fun. Reinforced armor, more ammunition, more speed, more range. Oh gosh, I can't wait. Hope y'all are ready for the next episode because it's gonna be absolutely amazing. So we've got Vilmar von Raukoff, who needs a more gun-appropriate name, and then Wolfric von Leibowitz, who also needs a more gun-appropriate name. And then as far as wizards, which we are allowed to use wizards, I was thinking light wizards would be good, because they can net stuff to be shot. And I was also thinking, oh man, what other? There's one other. Obviously, a life wizard makes sense because they can heal all the gunners. So I don't know what you all think. Let me know what kind of wizards you think make the most sense for this campaign, because I would love to get some of your feedback on that as well. Anyway, I will see you all in the next episode. Heir of Carthage signing out for now from the Empire Total Warhammer campaign.